Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual, where we get you the 50 top stories from around the world. I'm Alison Lagrange, coming to you live from Durban, South Africa. Let's begin. Now we start with the latest on the Israel-Hamas ceasefire deal. Reports say that an aide of Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has confirmed that the country has accepted a proposal put forward by US President Joe Biden. Biden has announced a three-phase plan for a ceasefire in Gaza. Netanyahu's aide reportedly said that Biden's proposal was, and I quote, "A deal we agreed to. It's not a good deal, but we dearly want the hostages released, all of them." A mass shooting incident killed one person in the U.S. state of Ohio. A dozen others were left injured. A shooter opened fire at a birthday party in the city of Akron. According to the police, someone from the party fired back. The police are yet to make any arrests in the incident. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has joined the social media platform TikTok. He had tried to ban TikTok while he was president because it is owned by the China-based tech giant ByteDance. But now he has joined the platform to ramp up campaign activities for November's U.S. presidential election. Trump gained around 3 million followers on the platform within hours of joining. In South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa's ANC party has lost its parliamentary majority. The ANC's support fell to a little over 40% from the more than 57% in 2019. This is the first time that the ANC has lost its majority in the last 30 years. Ramaphosa will need to form a coalition if he is to return to power. He called on the other South African political parties to work together for the good of the country. Mexico elects ruling party candidate Claudia Sheinbaum as its first female president. Mexico's INE Electoral Institute declared her a winner after a quick count showed that she has received 58 to 60% of the votes. Sheinbaum is a climate scientist and former mayor of Mexico City. The 61-year-old will begin her 6-year presidential term from the 1st of October. And now for updates from India's parliamentary election. Exit polls for India's parliamentary election are out. According to News18 Mega Exit Poll, the ruling BJP-led National Democratic Alliance is likely to get between 355 and 370 parliamentary seats out of a total of 543. The opposition India Alliance bloc is likely to get between 125 and 140 seats. The exit poll also predicts that other parties and candidates will win between 42 and 52 seats. After exit polls, Mamata Banerjee, the chief minister of the state of West Bengal and a major opposition figure, said that the predictions were manufactured at home 2 months ago. Banerjee claimed that such exit polls had no value. She said that the pollsters had got their predictions wrong in the 2016 and 2021 Bengal Assembly elections as well. The Election Commission of India has announced repolls at 2 polling stations in West Bengal. This after an alleged clash broke out between workers from the Trinamool Congress Party and the BJP amid the 7th and final phase of polling on the 1st of June. The repolling is taking place today, a day before the final counting of votes is scheduled. Now, after the last phase of the parliamentary election concluded on Saturday, both the opposition India Alliance bloc and the ruling BJP approached India's Election Commission. The opposition asked the Election Commission to ensure that all guidelines are followed during counting. The BJP warned the poll body against coordinated attempts by the opposition to undermine the integrity of the electoral process. Meanwhile, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has written a letter addressed to all of the citizens of the country. The Prime Minister was in the southern city of Kanyakumari for a 45-hour meditation session after the election. In his letter, he said that he now feels a boundless flow of energy and the meditation made the election chaos disappear. Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi, is back in jail. He surrendered at Delhi's Tihar jail on the 2nd of June at the end of his 21-day interim bail that was granted by India's Supreme Court. He is in judicial custody until at least Wednesday. Kejriwal was arrested by the probe agency on the 21st of March in connection with a money laundering probe. With only hours left for election results, the supporters of the JDS party leader, H.D. Kumaraswamy, have shaved their heads to pray for his victory. The JDS has formed an alliance with the BJP in the state of Karnataka. Movie theatres in the state of Maharashtra will be screening the live results for India's parliamentary election tomorrow. This will be in cities like Mumbai, Pune, Nashik and Nagpur. The screening will commence at 9 in the morning and run for 6 hours. While results for parliamentary elections are to be announced tomorrow, the results for 2 state assembly elections have already been released. India's ruling Bharatiya Janata Party has secured a landslide victory in the state of Arunachal Pradesh. The party has won 46 seats out of the 60 seats in the state assembly, securing a majority for the 3rd consecutive term. Meanwhile, in the state of Sikkim, the ruling Sikkim Krantikari Morcha, or the SKM, is set for a 2nd term. The SKM won 31 out of 32 assembly seats in the state. Sikkim had recorded a voter turnout of 79.88% when it went to polls on the 19th of April. In climate news now, India's death toll from the heat-related causes has crossed 50. Nearly 25,000 cases of heat stroke have been registered from March to May. India's Met Department has issued a heatwave alert today for north and central India. Monsoon floods have claimed the lives of at least 14 people in Sri Lanka. The island has been battered by monsoon storms which have triggered flash floods and mudslides. Thousands of people were forced to evacuate their houses after heavy rain caused flooding in southern Germany. A firefighter lost his life after his boat capsized while trying to rescue trapped residents. His body was recovered yesterday over 80 kilometers away from Munich. A growing grass fire that began over the weekend in the U.S. state of California has consumed thousands of acres of land. Firefighters are working tirelessly to contain the wildfire. Dozens of people had to evacuate their houses amid the burning fire, and authorities say the cause of the fire is still under investigation. The French police arrested an activist who attacked a Monet painting in Paris. The activist stuck a red sheet to the painting and then glued her hands to the wall. However, the painting, covered by glass, sustained no damage. A criminal complaint would be registered against the woman. And on to business and tech news now. Indian stock market indices Sensex and Nifty have soared to a new record high. The Sensex rose to surpass the 76,500 level, while the Nifty touched the 23,300 mark. Both indices jumped nearly 1% during the trading session. Market indices touched new highs ahead of India's election results tomorrow. The exit polls have predicted the ruling BJP-led alliance to secure a majority. The group of oil-producing countries, OPEC+, has decided to continue the production cuts until late 2025. Now, OPEC Plus comprises the organization of the petroleum exporting countries and some other oil-producing nations, including Russia. The influential grouping has been reducing oil output with the aim of raising prices. Since 2022, OPEC Plus members have slashed production by nearly 6 million barrels per day. The share sale of the oil giant Saudi Aramco kicked off yesterday. As per report, shares were sold out within hours after the bidding started. The Saudi government-owned firm is offering up a 0.7% stake to investors. Aramco's share sale is expected to raise up to $13 billion. And Chinese fast fashion brand Shein is reportedly planning to file an initial public offering in the UK. The firm is expected to file listing papers with the British market regulator next week. Shein wants to list its stock on the London Stock Exchange. Qatar Airways is in talks with plane makers Airbus and Boeing. The airline CEO says that they want to place a large order for new aircrafts. The order will likely include Airbus A350 jets and Boeing 777X jets. Now, earlier it was reported that Qatar Airways is looking to order over 200 planes. The head of the International Air Transport Association says that the next CEO of Boeing should understand what is behind the current crisis the American plane maker is going through. The International Air Transport Association represents over 300 airlines globally. Now, Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun is due to leave the company by the end of the year. Calhoun decided to step down after the plane maker was involved in a number of mishaps this year. Meanwhile, Boeing will once again try to launch its space capsule Starliner on the 5th of June. The inaugural test flight of the Starliner was cancelled over the weekend, and this was after an issue was found in the ground power supply. The Starliner aims to take a 2-member crew to the International Space Station on its first flight. American chipmaker NVIDIA will roll out its next-generation chips by 2026. NVIDIA's chips are known for powering artificial intelligence functions and data centers. The firm has named its new AI chips Rubin. Now, the firm's CEO, Jensen Huang, announced the chip's release timeline at Taiwan's Computex trade show yesterday. Now, during the show, chipmaker AMD also unveiled its new artificial intelligence processor. The processor is called the MI325X Accelerator. It is expected to be available in the market by the end of this year. The chipmaker also introduced new processors for laptops that helps to enhance the gaming experience. Microsoft announced a $3.2 billion investment in Sweden. The American firm wants to expand its cloud computing and artificial intelligence infrastructure in the country. This is Microsoft's largest investment in Sweden. The tech giant has also pledged to train nearly 250,000 people with AI skills. And now for some sports news. We begin with updates from the ongoing T20 Cricket World Cup. Namibia began their World Cup campaign on a winning note in Barbados. They beat Oman in a super over, the first super over at the T20 World Cup since 2012. Oman were bowled out for 109 runs in 19.4 overs. Namibia managed to reach but not surpass 109 in their innings, but in the super over, Namibia scored 21 to take the game by 11 runs. West Indies, one of the World Cup's co-hosts, began their campaign by securing a 5-wicket victory over Papua New Guinea. The match was played in the country of Guyana. Papua New Guinea scored 136 in the first innings, but the West Indies managed to chase their target with 1 over to spare. And former Indian cricketer Gautam Gambhir has said that he would love to coach the Indian national men's team if given a chance. The remarks came after India's cricket board, the BCCI, invited applicants for the head coach role. The current coach, Rahul Dravid, is set to vacate the position after the ongoing T20 World Cup. In football, Real Madrid claimed their 15th Champions League title after defeating Borussia Dortmund 2-0 on Saturday night. Dani Carvalho's header from Toni Kroos' corner in the 74th minute broke the deadlock. Then Vinicius Jr. sealed the win with a goal in the 83rd minute. Now, Real Madrid are reportedly preparing to announce the signing of Kylian Mbappe as a free agent. The France captain is believed to be joining the Spanish Giants after his contract at Paris Saint-Germain expires on the 30th of June. Real are reportedly set to confirm Mbappe's arrival next week before the upcoming Euros. Now, former Everton striker Kevin Campbell is unwell and had been admitted to a hospital. The club said the 54-year-old became ill last week. Campbell was also a member of Arsenal's league title-winning squad in 1990-1991. And in tennis, Spain's Carlos Alcaraz defeated Canada's Felix Auger-Aliassime 6-3, 6-3, 6-1 on Sunday. Now, to advance to the quarterfinal of the French Open, Alcaraz will face Stefanos Tsitsipas in the quarterfinals. And in the men's doubles, Rohan Bopanna and Matthew Ebden overcame a stiff first-round challenge from Brazilians Orlando Luz and Marcelo Zorman. Now, Bopanna and Ebden beat the Brazilian duo 7-5, 4-6, 6-4 to advance to the second round. But the Indo-Australian pair were handed a walkover in the second round. So now Bopanna and Ebden face India's N. Balaji and Mexico's Miguel Reyes Varela in the third round today. And world number one Iga Swiatek continued her march to a fourth French Open title. She demolished her former junior rival Anastasia Potapova with a 6-love in 40 minutes. Swiatek has advanced to the quarterfinals at Roland. Potapova was playing in the second week of a Grand Slam for the first time in her career. And 22-year-old Yuka Saso from Japan became the youngest player to win 2 U.S. Women's Open titles in the LPGA Tour. Saso didn't start the final day in the lead, but she scored 5 straight pars before making birdies on the 12th, 13th, 15th, and 16th to seal her victory. And in entertainment news, Bridgerton actor Jessica Madsen has opened up about her being queer this Pride Month. She took to Instagram to post that she is in love with a woman, and she is loud and proud about it. Pride Month is annually celebrated in June to honor the LGBT community. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's daughter, Shiloh, has filed a petition to drop Pitt from her surname. She reportedly filed the petition on her 18th birthday. Shiloh has hired her own lawyers to make this happen. And Adele yelled at a homophobic heckler at her Las Vegas concert that happened over the weekend. He tried ruining the concert vibe by hurling offensive homophobic comments, and Adele didn't waste any time to shut him down. This happened after she dedicated her Las Vegas show to her queer fans and friends. Now, according to reports, Joe Jonas and Stormy Bree have decided to part ways. They were dating for the last 5 months. The former couple were first spotted together in January this year, and they are yet to comment on this. And South Korean singer Jungkook has announced a new single. The song titled Never Let Go will release on the 7th of June. His agency stated that the track is dedicated to his fans, and this would be his first solo track since the release of his 2023 album Golden. And Megan Thee Stallion has set the release date of her upcoming album. She will release it on the 28th of June this year. The self-titled record will be released under her own production house. And the Garfield movie has emerged as last week's top-performing film at the North American box office. Now, in the second week of its release, the film collected $14 million. The film has now grossed $51.5 million in North America and brings the film's global tally to $152 million. The Garfield movie was released on the 17th of May. And supermodels Gigi and Bella Hadid have donated $1 million to aid groups working in Gaza. They want to support the Palestinian children and families in the war-torn region. The money will be used to fund aid groups that are assisting people in need. These groups are helping people with food and medical programs. And dozens of Star Wars fans gathered in Argentina's capital city of Buenos Aires. Now, they gathered to celebrate the legacy and the popularity of Star Wars. Attendees donated non-perishable food items for people who are in need. Despite the severe weather, many of them turned up in costumes. And media tycoon Rupert Murdoch has tied the knot with his 67-year-old girlfriend, Elena Zukova. This is 93-year-old Murdoch's fifth wedding. The wedding ceremony took place at Murdoch's vineyard in California. Zukova is a retired molecular biologist. And that's all we have on this edition of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching. Keep watching Firstpost.